Chicago Geographer and OceanMan are two of the best US players. I invited them to play through some seeds and share their thoughts and tips. These are the highlights from the two streams, and we will look at both basics and some more advanced knowledge. All the resources we will talk about are in the video description, as well as links to my guests. Make sure to go follow them, as they are both creating great GeoGuessr content themselves. And now I hope you can learn something from this video. First thing I always want to look at in these kind of episodes is what do we already have for the US? Like, what kind of resources are there already? What would you say? And there are some good tutorials by yourself, for example, but
yeah, I have a few tutorial videos on YouTube. I also have a map on GeoGuessr called US State-Specific Clues that has a bunch of different locations that, of course, are specific to different US states. So that's a good one to play sometimes. There's the USA Geoguessr Discord community where we sometimes, hunt for metas and play challenges and things. So good to learn a bit more about general US geography in there too. So those are the three big things that come to mind for me.
When you start to get good at a country, when you try to get good, you often are confronted with the question, where do I even start? What would you say? What would you recommend is like a good way to get into the US?
Honestly, I think just like messing around with state streaks, trying to get a feel for different regions, because I think what a lot of people seem to maybe overlook or not realize is just how diverse the whole country is. But you can get a feel for certain regions, like the Midwest, has a certain look to it. The Northeast, the deserts in the Southwest. So I think just hopping into a couple games and just seeing like, okay, that's what Arizona, New Mexico kind of looks like, the desert Southwest. Just like getting a general feel for regions, I think is a good place to start. And then you can start getting into like specific state, metas and things.
I'd say there's a few things that are like pretty good to like learn right off the bat, like which states do and don't have front plates. That one's pretty helpful.
Yeah.
Also how the interstate system, like how the numbering works, can definitely help. Like. Mm-hmm. Definitely help reduce scan time. Also just like learning basic, like very basic like landscape, like flat plains, middle, big mountains, like will be to the west. And I feel like I've seen a lot of people just guess, like it'll be like, big Rocky Mountains, and people will just guess like Virginia or something. And I feel like just learning what, like, I guess learning the difference between Appalachian and Rocky Mountains.
So what map do we play? What would you say?
Maybe we can start with US No Blurry and then work our way up from there.
Okay, that sounds good. All right, first round. Plate maybe, which is hard to see though. I don't know. I think poles are kind of useless in the US, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay. I mean, those plates are probably hard to see. And some trees, maybe some architecture over here. Oh wow. Okay, so what's your thought process here?
So for this one, I think the big clue is the pine trees that we can see. Those are the southern types of pines, and they're pretty distinct because a lot of the trunks at the bottom don't really have branches. It's more so towards the top. Mm-hmm. Sort of like kind of spindly looking sort of trees. You get those like all across the southeast, like from Virginia all the way down to like Texas too. So yeah, guessing in the southeast is probably one of the hardest areas.
Maybe one more basic thing we can talk about real quick is like front plates, because I think we already had like a car that didn't have a front plate.
In a lot of the like southeast US especially, the states don't require front plates. The only state that does in the southeast is pretty much Texas and Virginia. Like, so if you ever get southern foliage with fronts, you're probably in one of those two states. And yeah, you can see on the map you just pulled up, like it's mostly around the southeast.
Yeah.
And then yeah, if you do have front plates, you're more likely, farther north, up in the Midwest or the Northeast or something.
I think how I remember this kind of map is like, I remember Texas and Ohio. And all the neighboring states of Texas and Ohio have front plates, but those two don't have front plates. And then all the Southwest has no front plates. I don't know, they mess it up, but yeah, green ones don't have front plates. And then there's like 3 more, which is like Arizona, Kansas, Delaware.
And also, which is kind of unfortunate, Ohio a couple years ago got rid of their front plate requirement. So
Okay.
as they start to get new coverage, you might see like more and more without fronts. So that's going to be tricky too. I guess maybe we can like talk about the architecture a bit as well in that round, because that was pretty typical, like southeast.
Oh yeah, that's
sort of.
cool.
Yeah, these like sort of 1-story like ranch style houses with a lot of bricks and shutters on the windows and stuff like that. White columns too.
Okay, that's actually then like, yeah, this one too, I guess. Really similar.
That's a really common like southeast house.
What do we have here? Like some text, probably not useful though. We have probably an area code.
The last 2 digits of a phone code.
I would say the first one might be 613 maybe.
Maybe, yeah. That's a big clue.
Okay, I have no idea, but okay, we will learn. Plate.
Yeah, we got a plate.
Like some red on top maybe. Another plate. Let's go here, I don't know. Oh. Alright. Let's have a look. So what sign? Like the blue sign, I assume, right?
Yes. The blue sign said Cincy on it.
Cincy.
A nickname for Cincinnati.
Makes sense.
That one is just kind of like knowing cities, but we also had an Ohio plate, which you picked up on.
Yeah.
The red top.
Yeah, what?
I'm pretty sure that's the red. Yeah, that one. Looks like the red triangle design. I believe. I know Ohio has a couple other plates that I am not as good at.
Yeah, this one.
No fronts, so yes, that one. I think.
Yeah. And one more question, because I just thought about like seeing those trees, like seasonal coverage. Is that a thing? Like we have like kind of autumn coverage here.
I mean, seasonal coverage does exist, but coverage changes so much that it's not the most
reliable. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not the most reliable thing because like the US gets updated all the time.
Okay, next round.
There was a phone code, but like that's.
Oh yeah, true. But I mean,
memorizing those is.
There are some phone codes that are kind of useful because they're like state specific, or not like there's like a whole like one area code for one state, right? In some states.
A bit more useful to learn, but like.
Yeah.
There are a lot that are just.
Ooh, this one looks spicy, maybe. What is this? All right, we're gonna learn something here. Maybe. Plate. More plates.
I feel like the state's probably
kind of obvious.
Yeah.
I mean, what's over here?
Bizarre coverage. The only place I could think of in Alaska was Nome, and thankfully it was.
I think something like Alaska is really useful to know the coverage of, but what kind of places even have coverage here?
I know as far as isolated, Nome has it. That's like the only, because that was like a trekker. Prudhoe Bay has coverage, but it is car coverage. It had a car drive all the way up there, and I don't know if there's any other towns up there that have like random trekker or anything.
Unalakleet. Oh, there. I see. All right, good to know.
Okay, yeah.
Plate. Actually, this one is kind of visible, I guess.
Okay.
Looks like blue on top and yellow on the bottom. Some snow poles or something. Landscape. Okay. What do we have here?
The license plate there, yeah, it looks almost identical to the Pennsylvania one, but that is one of the fairly common ones in Alaska. I mean, it's probably most known for the yellow plates. But yeah, that's when you see a lot. It looks kind of like PA, but Pennsylvania doesn't have front plates, so yeah, it wouldn't be there with that. And then also this landscape with a lot of the pines and of some fall foliage as well. A lot of the Gen 3 in Alaska, especially towards the south, has this like fall time coverage.
Mm-hmm. Maybe about Alaska. Alaska is big. Do you have any tips on Alaska itself?
Honestly, I think probably the best way to tackle it is like memorize the different highways, because there aren't too many roads that have coverage, especially out in like the remote areas. So if you get a feel for like, okay, that's what Highway 6 looks like, that's what Highway 3,
Mm-hmm.
you can probably get pretty good.
Okay, we had a plate here, so let's talk about plates a little more, because plates are pretty big. Would you say like plates are the biggest state-specific clues?
Yeah, I would say so for sure.
The thing about plates is there are so many. There are not only like 50, there are like sometimes 2 or 3 per state, right?
Mm.
What kind of plates would you recommend to learn first?
Ooh, it's a good question. I mean, there are some that are really distinct, you know, like you got the green plates in Vermont, or the yellow in like New York or Alaska. Yeah, I don't know. I think it's worth just like learning the main plate for each state, especially the more distinct ones.
Yeah, I guess you just pick up more and more the more you play if you want to learn those. But yeah, those are very useful, I guess.
Yeah, and Springy makes a good point in chat that, yeah, I think like before you use plates, it's good to like identify, okay, I'm probably in the Southwest.
Mm-hmm.
You can look at plates and be like, okay, is that Arizona or New Mexico? And at that point, it's not as bad as it would be, you know, with like trying to decide between all 50.
All right. Anything here? Maybe not. Riverside parking. There's a very weird plate over there, but most cars. This one has a front plate.
One has a front.
Looks like a US flag on there. Actually, a couple of front plates, but not all of them. Interesting.
Yeah. Wait, there was a sign to the northeast. Yeah. Okay. 814. That's the same one on the truck.
Yeah.
Okay. So the truck might.
So apparently we're in like this area code region, which is 814, and it's also on the truck. And then we have a plate on the truck which looks like a Pennsylvania plate. So if we are in this region, we should be, that should not be a traveler, we should be here. Oh.
You found that.
Very nice, very nice.
There it is.
Aussie. With the 5K even. Wow. Good job.
Nice. But yeah, we did have a Pennsylvania plate on the back of that truck. Also like the hills felt kind of like, you know, Appalachia-ish.
Mm-hmm.
What else is there? Yeah, no fronts. The brick I feel is also is more common in out east.
Mm-hmm. It's good to know.
Like just full solid brick buildings. And then also I think Pennsylvania has a high German
Yeah, super
population.
Yeah, super said that too.
Yeah. So I think they have a lot.
Yeah.
They have a lot of like German
I haven't heard that before. Yeah.
derived town names.
Ooh. It says speed here, not speed limit. Elks Lodge. Some signs. Plate. Kind of visible. Maybe something green. Nice.
Wow, nice.
Right on the border to Washington.
So, yeah, the speed sign, if it doesn't say limit, yeah, that's Oregon.
Yeah.
I think I heard that they've started to replace them with the regular speed limit signs. So in a few years, yeah, those might be mostly gone, sadly.
Yes.
And, yeah, we had the license plate with the green in the middle. And I think another good thing to think about, like when you're guessing in something like Oregon, is when you get like a lot of trees like this. There's really only one part of the state you could be in, and it's like that central valley on the west side of the state.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why everyone was like clustered around there, because the east half of the state is mostly just sort of like scrubland and dry, mountainous.
Okay.
This is actually a good example of some of the pines. So that one to the south, kind of, that taller one.
This one?
Yeah, that's a great example of.
Wait, is that a?
Get out northwest.
Is that actually a pine?
I think that's a fir tree, maybe.
I would have called it a larch, probably.
Yeah, I'm not sure. It reminds me of the one that's on the Oregon license plate, actually.
True. Yeah.
Yes, I think that's pretty distinct for up there.
Anything about like street signs, color? I don't know. This one is white, for example. Is there any meta and stuff like that in the US?
I think for the most part, not really. Like certain like big cities will have distinct street sign styles, but when you're in just small towns, I don't think there's really anything like state specific in that sense.
Yeah.
But places like, Chicago, Philadelphia, big cities will have really distinct street signs that you could probably try to memorize.
Doesn't Utah use a lot of numbers? Question from chat.
Sure. Yeah, I guess in like street names, yeah, there is some meta. Like Utah and South Idaho will have like streets called like 600 North, 700 North, just like numbers.
I see.
So that's a good trick.
Some mountains. Okay, what do we have? We have a US flag. Some signs. Something valley. EY valley something. Maybe Lee. I don't know. Hard to read.
Definitely 5Kable.
Okay. But yeah, I don't think I will look for this. I'm just gonna plonk Salt Lake City. Ooh.
Oh, I almost.
Oh. Is that?
Close.
200 meters. Still really impressive though.
Okay, I see how it does the thing now.
Yeah.
It curves up. Anyways, so that one there, big mountains to our east.
Mm-hmm.
We were in a suburb. Big mountains to the east is pretty much always the Salt Lake area.
Okay. Yeah.
Like, yeah, that's the Wasatch Front right there. Yeah, like Salt Lake City is like that whole area is like, it's just suburbs. Like,
makes sense.
Also, the street sign had numbers.
Mm-hmm.
Which as you said, is very common in Utah. I believe it is to measure the distance they are from the Mormon temple. And Super asked if the icon of street sign means anything. Yes, that is the icon of Sandy, and like I feel like that's you probably couldn't have figured that out with that blur unless you've like lived in Sandy like I have. Funnily enough.
Oh wow.
Yeah. I used to live like really close to that location.
That's funny. Some mountains. Snowy mountains. Architecture. A lot of signs. Oh, that's hard to read. But yeah, mountains all around. Okay, I feel like whenever I see snowy mountains, I go Colorado, and it works like, I don't know, 50% of the time. The plates, I don't know, kind of almost orange. I'm gonna go Utah, because Utah has like orange plates. I don't know. Okay. Should have went somewhere where mountains around, but yeah. Wait, is that a... Wow. How? Okay.
Okay, so
explain.
That you saw that said like Snow College, and then it also said like Ephraim. I don't know how to pronounce that.
Oh yeah,
that
that's
second to last one. And I recognize that as the town.
Oh yeah.
And then lots of mountains all around. And then there was also that Sinclair gas station to the north, which is I think that more of like a regional western thing. So that's good to narrow down the region.
Sign mile 18.4 plates, some chevron thingy. This one definitely has a front plate. I think this one too. I think all of them have front plates. When you see big huge snowy mountains to the east and you're in a developed flatland city, it's helpful to think Utah. Yeah, I guess that valley or kind of big mountains east, that kind of specific for those big places there.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, like the angle of where mountains are. That's helpful.
We go here. Okay, was Massachusetts. That's actually cool. So I guess another plate round, right?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, I got the like red text on the white background for Massachusetts. And I think that mile marker, I'm not sure if it's Massachusetts specific. It might be more like a New England sort of northeast type of one.
Oh, wow.
It's definitely not the standard mile marker for the rest of the country.
They're more slim usually, right?
Yeah. Yeah, so that might be either a Massachusetts thing or like New England. Not sure.
That's good to know. Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe we don't have a road sign here. We have a mile marker, but something I definitely want to cover is like road numbering system, at least a little bit. Can you explain something about that? Because it's actually pretty organized in the US, kind of.
Yeah, for sure. So I think the best one to know is probably the interstate system. So north to south interstates are going to be odd numbers, and they increase in number as you go to the west. Yeah, so 5 is going to be out on the west coast, and then 95 is all the way east.
93. Wait, where's 95? There.
And then
yeah,
and then east-west roads are even numbers, and then they increase going north. So Interstate 10 is all the way south, and like 90, 94 all the way north.
Yeah, that's super useful to know. And I think for the like highways, it's like pretty much the other way around, right?
Yeah, U.S. highways, like the numbers, like even odd, is like the same way, but the increase is like inverted. Yeah, so like something like US 2 would be all the way north, and then something like 90 would be all the way south.
Yeah. But if you see like 3-digit ones, can you explain those as well real quick?
Yeah, so the 3-digit ones, like the last 2 numbers are going to be the same as the major interstate that it comes off. So yeah, this one 675 branches off from just 75.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to remember which way it goes. Like the first number, if it's either even or odd, tells you if it's like a loop road or if it's a spur. I forget which way it goes.
Yeah, I can't remember that either. I think the big thing to know is like if you see 675, you're probably more likely to find 75 because it's a bigger road, right?
Yeah. So yeah, look for the main interstate, the last 2 first, and then try to find the 3 digits.
All right. Yeah, this one looks kind of. Oh, have a
sign.
Good clue again. 54. We have a railroad again. Can't really read that. And some mountains to our east again. Oscuro Range, maybe Oscuro Range or something like that. And there's a mile marker which says 108, I think. Oscuro. It's actually pretty big. All right. Who shows up early?
I feel like New Mexico has like a very they have a lot of scrub.
Mm-hmm.
It's usually a bit more green than like Nevada, for example.
Yeah.
And like the mountains are kind of like they're not like the largest mountains in the US, but they pretty common. So like kind of scrubby bit of mountains. If you look out on the map, you can see like the big gray blob. The big gray rectangle is a missile testing range.
Oh, that's actually wow. Okay.
So I had forgotten about the road name because the way I got the 5K was because it said we had mile 108. And
yes.
I tried to find it based on mile 108 because they start counting in the south.
Ah, okay. I was about to ask.
Start counting. So if it
goes south,
then they start. Oh.
Yeah, like it always starts counting again when it crosses a border, or how does it work?
Yes, it always starts again when it crosses a state border.
Okay.
So if it's going north-south, it starts in the south, and if it's going east-west, it starts in the west. And then on interstates, you can use the exit number. You can like zoom in far enough and find exit numbers. So I zoomed in on whatever. I zoomed in on the 25 to find closest exit I could, and then kind of lined it up from there on the 54.
Oh, like here?
Yeah, and then you zoom in all the way. Yeah, you'll see like a little green go a little bit south.
Ah.
Yeah, you'll see like a little green number. So that is exit number 6, and that means it is 6 miles from the border.
Okay. Here we have some pines. Hilly again. Oh, there's even a sign. Might be like a state-specific sign, but it's really hard to see here. There's an unblurred one even. Oh, I didn't zoom on this, but that might be useful.
Oh yeah, that's pretty useful, I'd say.
Well, I'm gonna close the guesses now. Yeah, it should be Oregon then with that speed sign. All right, let's look at it.
The wide road lines are very common in Oregon. They are in other states as well, but Oregon is still the most common. So first thought is like, okay, probably Oregon. I should probably, see if other things are Oregon. And the one plate did look Colorado.
This one.
I don't know if Colorado ever has. Yeah, I don't know if Colorado ever has wide road lines. Also, looks like there was a lot of wooden posts for signs, which is kind of an unreliable meta since like quite a few states use wooden posts, but Oregon is one that uses them quite a bit.
Okay.
Like that being on a wooden post feels very Oregon to me.
That highway sign is also Oregon specific, I assume.
I assume, yeah.
Okay.
I haven't seen it too much, but yeah.
Oh, plate. This is an interesting one. Red plate. We have another one here, which is pretty visible if you know it. Fake plate. Another one. Is that also? No, that's a different one, right? A lot of plates here for sure. Some pines. One pine there. Okay, no. I guess there was South Carolina. Everyone in Columbia. Wait.
Nice.
Okay, can you tell me what that plate is?
Yeah, so that's the standard South Carolina one. It can look similar to the Georgia plate, but the colors. Oh, that red plate. That I think that's just like a plate holder. Like there isn't one actually there.
Okay. So yeah, here we have like a good.
Yeah, that's the standard South Carolina one. And yeah, like the blue to orange gradient you get in Georgia as well, but it's more of a lighter color. Like the ones in South Carolina are a bit darker.
Someone asked for the bin. Does it say like, I don't know, anything useful on them?
Yeah, actually a lot of times trash cans say like the city or the county name. Not all of them, but a lot of places do. And it kind of looks like it might say it on this one, but yeah, it's hard to read from here.
Can move a little closer maybe. But yeah, even then I think yeah, hard to tell.
It might say City of Seneca on it.
Yeah. It's a lot of imagination. Yeah.
Oh, was the plate holder Clemson University? Okay. Yeah, university logos are pretty helpful in the US. I'm
Wait, what? This is like a university plate or what?
Yeah, I think it's just like a thing you put on the front of your car, like not actually a plate.
Oh, since front plates are not required, I guess. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay.
Yeah, they just like throw it on there for fun.
Oh, look at this.
Oh,
This is an interesting
car. Yeah.
interesting antenna. Everything. 50 and I don't know, 45 probably.
Something 5. Oh, probably 95?
95.
Based on the fact that the US 5 is way in the east, so I'd assume that's the 95.
Yeah, it could be. Over here. Oh, not quite, but yeah. Like we obviously had some big clues again with the road numbering. But maybe one thing that's actually interesting is the car here.
The car does stick out quite a bit. I know that's in Nevada. I'm pretty sure it's the same car in California.
Mm-hmm.
I think there's at least a very similar car in California, and I feel like I've seen it once in Wyoming. Something with an antenna that looks like that.
Yeah.
I think this car is only US 95. Okay. Wait, does US 95 go all the way down? No. Okay, so it might be a different one I'm thinking of in California then. And it also looks like Nugget looked like a casino. So that's another like Nevada meta. A lot of casinos in and a lot of casinos, gambling, alcohol in Nevada.
Wait, the plate we had, was that a Nevada plate, this one?
Yes.
Okay.
We did have a Nevada plate.
Yeah. I see. It's actually quite colorful at the bottom. It didn't really stand out there. Yeah, you can kind of see it now. Makes sense. A lot of blue. It's like another case of like the blue looks like very like saturated and bright, and here it looks like very pale on that side, like on that plate.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Usually it's a more dramatic blue.
Yeah. State Highway 22, 170th Avenue. Some bollard thingy. Sign. Vegetation. Some hills. And, well, Chicago can probably tell what plate that is. Gonna go like Nebraska. Oh, it actually was Nebraska. Nice.
So the big thing here was the hills. In the central part of Nevada, the region's called the Sand Hills, and it looks exactly like this. You get some trees, but it's mostly just like open, just fields, rolling hills.
Let's see.
Yeah, this is like typical central Nebraska. And yeah, we had the front plate, and yeah, not extremely northern foliage to go like North Dakota, South Dakota.
Oh yeah, also about these bollards. I think most of them are like in multiple states, but maybe we can talk about them real quick. What would you say?
Yeah, that one I think is just standard type of reflector that you get all across the country.
Then we have this one.
That one over there. Yeah, that could be maybe Nebraska specific. I'm not sure. It could just be a random, I feel like there's not really any like standard system, honestly.
Ooh.
Okay.
Well,
now everyone can get this.
Gonna zoom on it again. We also have an adopt a highway sign again. Yeah. Nice. Everyone getting the 5K there.
Washington State road sign, which is just an outline of George Washington's head.
Yeah, it's really cool.
Unique one that an outline of someone's head. Then Grand Coulee Dam. There's like a ton of things called Coulee whatever in Washington.
Yeah, there's
along the
Coulee Corridor. I don't know if you know that, but it says that on the sign down here.
The Coulee Corridor. I don't know what a coulee is. Assume it's some kind of rock formation, but yeah, along the Columbia River, there's quite a few things called, because there's Coulee City, Coulee Dam, Grand Coulee.
Okay, yeah.
That's a Washington Adopt a Highway sign, I believe. Also, where you have Washington bollards, the brown post with like a white sticker.
Oh, that looks so generic. So that's actually Washington specific?
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't remember what generic looks like, but yeah, those brown posts, like those bollards, the brown ones with the white sticker, are Washington, and that one's actually decently reliable as far as US bollards go.
Okay.
It's one of the more reliable ones.
Nice. Highway 42.
Ooh.
Oh, this is something, I think. I have no idea what it is, but I've seen it before.
It is something.
And that's what I mean. There's so many things in the US, so many small things. It's so hard to remember all of them.
Yeah.
Unless you play a lot, I guess.
Yeah.
Plates, I don't really know. We have some trucks, but can't see plates on them. Maybe some pines over here. And we have farmland. Not sure what that is. I guess it's just corn, maybe.
Yeah, I think so.
Just gonna go here. Missouri. Classic Missouri black and white thing on the thing. No. Another Minnesota clue. Actually, no one knew that. That's pretty cool. So that's Minnesota specific. It's actually 5K, right?
Yes.
That's crazy. Very nice.
That black and white, I don't know what it is, but it is Minnesota specific. But also, if you look on the pole next to it, you can see what is called a Wisconsin pole sticker, which I have never seen in Minnesota before.
Oh, okay. Which one?
Normally, you see that in Wisconsin.
The red one? Oh.
Yeah, the white one with a little bit of orange at the top. It's like a danger sticker, and you usually see it in Wisconsin, but I've also seen it in the northern peninsula in Michigan and now in Minnesota. So it's like, I'd say at least 90% Wisconsin. Yeah, actually it looks slightly different than the Wisconsin one. There's like a weird symbol there that I don't recognize.
Yeah.
But yeah, Wisconsin has a lot of those stickers, and usually higher up on the pole as well.
If we didn't have these kind of clues, where would you go here?
Just based on landscape.
Yeah.
Like Iowa, probably.
Mm-hmm.
Somewhere in more northern Corn Belt.
So when you say Corn Belt?
Corn Belt is like a region of the Midwest. Western Ohio to like eastern and North Dakota.
Okay, yeah.
So like there's just a large amount of corn grown in that area.
Yeah.
But it looked a bit more north because we had some pine trees there.
In the Great Plains, the east half is corn and the west half is wheat.
Yeah.
So yeah, should we do some rounds of your clue map?
Oh yeah, we can do that.
Oh, those actually zoomed in. True, I forgot about that. Okay, we have a plate here, everyone. could maybe be useful. Front plates. Yeah, I don't know. This was Minnesota plate. All right. I feel like there are a lot of plates that look similar to this, like blue on top, white at the bottom.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, Illinois plates can kind of look similar to that. There's also Iowa to the south, which is really, really similar to this one.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, for the Minnesota, there's also a little bit of blue at the bottom too.
Yeah, I can see it, yeah. The font is red? Is it red?
I think it's just like dark blue or black text.
Okay. Shawnee Town.
Oh,
1500s.
Okay.
I have no idea what this means. But yeah, this is a clue. Other than that, in case you don't know what it means, some hills. Maybe a plate. Pretty hard to see though. And this thingy. Not sure what that is. Let me go up here. Wisconsin. This was Illinois. Oh wow. 4 people getting it.
This town welcome sign, where it's just says the name of the town and then the number underneath is the population. So the design is specific to Illinois, as far as I know.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, and then
So
sign in the distance, that's Illinois' Adopt a Highway, and it has Illinois outline on it too, so that's helpful.
oh yeah, let's look at that too. These Adopt a Highways, and is there like a sign for every state?
Yeah, as far as I know, I think every state has a specific one. I don't have all of them on the map yet, but yeah, that's something I need to work on. But yeah,
Those are pretty common, right?
Yeah, I see those on a lot of big roads.
That's like the really cool thing about this map, that you get to learn like all these state specific things, like also these Adopt a Highway signs. I think those are kind of hard to pick up just from playing. Also, what is like a good streak in the US, like a state streak? No moving.
I would say like if you can get up to 10, that's really good. Like you're on the right track for sure. Because the best anyone's done assisted is, I think Rumi got 29 at some point, which is just honestly insane for states.
Yeah.
Like it's so hard to even get up to double digits. And my solo PB is 14 and assisted's like 20.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, I mean, it makes sense. It's difficult, of course.
Yeah, it's really tough.
Oh, I think this one, if you know your flags, is doable. This one could be useful too. Got some 5Ks. Nice job.
Yeah, so that's the Colorado State Highway Shield. Probably one of the easiest ones to learn because it's pretty much just the flag and then on top of the road number.
Yeah.
So yeah, really distinct one.
Next round. Okay. This, I guess. Oh yeah, we have some yellow plates over here. Kind of dark yellow, maybe with some blue on top. What would you say? How much time do you have to invest in the US to get to like a decent level? Like where you
honestly
can kind of get the right region every time?
Yeah, I think to like get the right region, you probably wouldn't be too difficult, but I might be biased.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it would take like probably months and months of just like slowly practicing, playing a few games a day, like getting a feel for it. Because I would say the time I improved the most was during 2020 when I would stream state streaks like every Wednesday night, and
okay, yeah,
just like getting a few hours in a week, just practicing. I think that was helpful. So I would say like a few months of dedicated effort, you'd get there.
I'm just gonna go in the center somewhere.
Nice.
Okay, everyone getting New York here. So the whole thing is like New York, or the green thingies, or what?
I think that whole reflector thing, like the white part included, is
okay.
Like a New York reflector post thing.
I see.
Yeah. And then you have the dark yellow plates for New York too.
Yeah, those are... I think they're getting replaced, right?
Yeah, they introduced a new one a year or two ago, so that's slowly gonna start taking over more. That actually might be it there.
Yeah, it's like coverage is from last year.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, could be. Yeah, this one looks like nothing to me.
Yeah. The new one is just, yeah, it's pretty much just white. Yeah, I think that's a pretty typical like northeast New England type of house, I would say. And then the trees as well. It's like you got some of those pines that aren't really the southern ones. Don't know what they'd be called, but they look a bit. And yeah, just pretty lush looking. Lots of greenery, rolling hills.
Yeah. Final round. Oh, okay. If you look closely, it might say the state. Oh. That makes actually sense. Didn't even look that far south.
Yeah, so Interstate 2 is only found in Texas. Yeah, that's the clue here.
Okay, yeah.
And then, I guess general landscape 2, you got a pretty tropical looking place. A lot of palm trees. So yeah, probably farther south in Texas with that.
Okay.
Maybe one sort of language clue for down here is like this area is almost entirely Hispanic, so there's a Spanish.
That explains the Villarreal sign. Oh my god, how did I get here?
Oh.
Yeah. Villarreal.
Yeah, a lot of Spanish names and things down here. I don't know if would be a way to add it to the map, but like exits on Texas interstates are really distinct because of the roads they have next to them.
Yeah, I see. I see. Yeah, a couple of states we didn't have, but especially I was hoping for Hawaii.
No Hawaii either, yeah. It's unfortunate. Very red dirt. Like red dirt, tropical, because I feel like sometimes California, I feel like, is the only state that's like tropical, coastal, mountainous, but the red dirt is very Hawaiian, like, because it's quite volcanic, has a lot of iron in it. I believe that's why it's red.
Yeah.
Volcanic soil, volcanoes, and then also just like plants you don't see anywhere else. They also have like, I don't know if you know about the California stripe poles, but Hawaii has a single stripe.
Oh yeah. Wait, you can see that over there. I think.
See it right over there.
That's a pretty cool clue.
You don't need that because like.
Yeah, I mean, in some urban rounds, it can actually be quite useful, I think. And yeah, California would have 3, right? And yeah, the language, I guess, too, is also often like quite distinct.
Yeah, you see a road name sign. Exactly.
And yeah, there's the car meta too. I don't know if I can find that really quick, but
yes, they do have antenna.
Looks a little bit like the South American one, but it has like 3. You can see like the wire 3 times or something. I think we covered a lot of US like today and yesterday. We obviously can't cover everything, not even close. But I think if you're trying to get good at US, you just play a lot and pick up like all these kind of state-specific clues.
Yeah,
that's probably the best you can do for the US.